Welcome, Empower Mind with AI YouTube channel. Today, we delve into a poignant tale of transformation, the disobedient student. In the realm of humanity, we encounter Bhanu, a student whose journey unfolds with rebellion but ultimately reveals the profound impact of choices. As we explore this narrative, let's reflect on the universal themes of redemption, the consequences of disobedience, and the power of second chances. Join me on this insightful journey, where the threads of a teacher's frustration weave into the fabric of a student's redemption. This is a tale that resonates with us all, reminding us of the intricate dance between our actions and their repercussions. So, buckle up, empower minds, as we navigate through the layers of the disobedient student, and uncover the transformative lessons it holds for each of us. Let the narrative unfold, igniting the sparks of introspection and empowerment. This is Empower Mind with AI, inspiring minds, one story at a time.
Have you ever wondered what happens when disobedience becomes a way of life? Let's delve into the intriguing tale of a student named Bhanu. In an era long past, amidst the hum of nature and the whispers of wisdom, there was a teacher renowned far and wide for his knowledge and wisdom. This teacher had many disciples, but one among them, Bhanu, was unlike the others. Bhanu was a square peg in a round hole, a rebel without a cause. He was the embodiment of disobedience, a thorn in the side of harmony. He was notorious for his lack of attention and his constant bickering with his fellow students. Instead of absorbing wisdom, he was more interested in filling his belly and picking fights. The teacher, despite his patience and understanding, was worn thin by Bhanu's relentless antics. Out of options and at his wits' end, the teacher made a tough choice. The teacher, unable to tolerate Bhanu's behavior, threw him out of his hermitage. Expelled from his teacher's hermitage, Bhanu had nowhere to go, but life had other plans for him. With no place to call home, Bhanu set off on a journey that led him to a village. Here, he had to reinvent himself in order to survive. No longer a student, he became a laborer, trading the comfort of his teacher's hermitage for the harsh realities of life. Every day presented a new challenge, a new struggle, but Bhanu persevered. The villagers, in the beginning, were intrigued by this newcomer. Word spread like wildfire that Bhanu was a student of a renowned teacher. Their curiosity piqued, the villagers sought Bhanu's advice on various matters. They saw in him a source of wisdom, a beacon of knowledge. For a while it seemed like Bhanu had found a new place in the world. However, the villagers' admiration for Bhanu started to wane. His advice, instead of bringing them prosperity and happiness, was leading them astray. Things were not going well, and the villagers began to question Bhanu's wisdom. The reverence they once had for him was replaced by skepticism and disappointment. They felt deceived, their trust in Bhanu shattered. Soon enough, the villagers realized that Bhanu's advice was causing them harm, and they drove him away. Bhanu's reckless disobedience had once again led to his downfall. He was left alone, with no one but himself to blame for his predicament. Banished from the village, Bhanu was left to ponder the consequences of his disobedience. As he trudged along, downtrodden and alone, Bhanu's heart was heavy with regret. He thought back to his days as a student, a time when he was carefree and reckless, prioritizing food and fights over wisdom and learning. He had been so naive, so headstrong, so disobedient. And where had that disobedience led him? To a life of hardship and loneliness. Bhanu began to realize the gravity of his mistakes. His teacher, a man of knowledge and wisdom, had tried to guide him on the right path. But Bhanu, in his youthful arrogance, had chosen to disregard his teacher's wisdom. He had been stubborn, choosing to follow his own whims rather than the sound advice of his mentor. And what had been the consequences of this disobedience? He had been expelled from the hermitage, forced to survive as a laborer in a village where he was a stranger. When the villagers discovered his educational background, they sought his advice, expecting wisdom from a student of a renowned teacher. But Bhanu's advice, tainted by his disobedience and lack of true learning, had only caused harm. His disobedience had not only affected him, but also those around him. The villagers, who had once embraced him, now shunned him. His advice, which should have been a source of guidance, had instead brought about distress and harm. His disobedience had led to his downfall, leaving him friendless and alone. The taste of regret was bitter in Bhanu's mouth. He wished he could go back in time, back to his days as a student, and heed his teacher's words. But it was too late now. He was left with nothing but the harsh consequences of his disobedience. But as he reflected on his past mistakes, Bhanu also found a glimmer of hope. His journey had been a harsh lesson, but it was a lesson nonetheless. He had learned the value of obedience, the importance of respecting wisdom, and the consequences of disregarding guidance. He vowed to change his ways, to learn from his mistakes, and to respect the wisdom of others. In the end, Bhanu's journey teaches us that disobedience, while it may seem appealing at first, often leads to undesirable consequences.